Hey guys, it's Camus. Welcome to Chess Beauty 58. At the end of 57, we left you with this position. It's actually a fairly famous position. It's a study by Troitsky from way back in 1895. And it's white to play and win. So take a stab at it if you haven't seen this before. All right, I'm assuming that you've solved this. The play is not too difficult because there's not a lot of options for either side, although there is one pretty surprising move. And I'll stop and give you another chance if you're not actually solving this and just looking to see how these studies work out, which is perfectly fine in my book. Okay, so if you try something like king to e6, it's a ridiculous move, but after this pawn is gone, he's got 0 winning chances. So obviously he has to keep this pawn on the board. So going back to the starting position, the most obvious move and the best move is bishop to h6 check. Okay, and now obviously if black moves to e8, then we play pawn takes pawn and queen next move, and that's an easy win. So naturally the only move is king to g8. Now our pawn is threatened, and we can't play pawn takes pawn because king takes pawn. Again, takes away our winning chances. So the only move we have is g7. Okay. Now black can play something. He can try e5. But after king to e6, e4, king to f6, e3, bishop takes e3, and white wins easily. Again, he may try e6 check with pretty much the same result. Naturally, after king takes e6, which would have occurred in the last variation too, we have stalemate. So that doesn't work out. So after king e6, after e6 check, king d6, king to f7, king e5, king g8, king to f6, e5, king to e7, e4, king to f6, e3, bishop takes e3, h6, bishop takes h6, king h7. And this is going to be an easy win. King f7, king takes h6, queens. And black is not long for this world. King to h5, queen to g3, king to h6, queen to g6, common mating pattern there. So none of the pawn moves work after g7. So he plays king to f7, and he has the pretty resourceful plan of just going to oscillate between f7 and g8, because if he's on g8 and white ever plays king to e6, then it's stalemate. So this is the point where you need to come up with a corker of a move for white. What will that move be? Okay, well, it's very counterintuitive, and I failed to grasp this when I tried to solve it, so don't feel bad if you did too. But he plays g8 equals queen check. That would seem to be just throwing our winning chances out the window. But fortunately, all is not lost. In fact, all is won. After the natural king takes g8, king to e6, and the black king is terribly short of moves here. So he only has one move. That's king to h8. And now king to f7. And this move releases black from a stalemate position. The pawn can now move. Doesn't matter where. e5 and bishop g7 is checkmate. Out of the blue. You don't find bishop checkmates every day. But this doesn't seem like such an uncommon pattern. It's quite conceivable that this could crop up in one of your games someday. So I hope you enjoyed that. Should probably say something about Troitsky. One thing in this series, I've neglected talking about the composers. That's really pretty unforgivable. These guys are obviously brilliant, and Troitsky was one of the most brilliant. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of information about him that I could find. Surprisingly enough, he was born in 1866, died in 1942, And he's generally considered to be one of the greatest composers of endgame studies. And he's also widely regarded as the founder of the modern art of composing chess studies. Um, so we don't know much about him other than the fact that he died of starvation during World War II at the siege of Leningrad, and his notes were also destroyed. Talk about a double whammy for Troitsky and the world. John Nunn analyzed some of his endgames with the endgame table base and stated, quote, "The analysis of Troitsky is astonishingly accurate." And I can actually back that up because in a number of these studies, I check all of the studies with computers, and I've discovered a few cooks here and there. Actually, a fair number of cooks in these older problems. Some I've been able to fix myself. Some I have not. But I've never come across any kind of error in any of Troitsky's studies. Not to say they aren't there, but I'm going to guess at this point that they aren't there. Let's look ahead. I try to find a study that you guys wouldn't be familiar with, give you something of a challenge. So in Chess Beauty 59, we're going to examine this position. And this is white to draw. And you can see there's a material imbalance here. Black has a rook for 2 pawns, and these pawns look decidedly weak. But it is a draw. So have at it, and good luck. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.